After creating the gears and the base, we want to create a motion where the gears are actually rotating like they would in real life. So right now, if I click and move the gear around, it's moving freely, which is not what we want. What this means is we have to join the parts together and create a relationship telling the gears how to rotate. In order to do that, we're going to go to Assemble and we're going to click As Built Joint. Now, under Motion, where the dialog box appeared, we're going to click Revolute, which will mean the gear or the part will rotate. The next component we're going to select is the base. So we have two components selected, the gear and the base. Now, it's asking for a position, which is any circle on in our parts. I'm going to choose the circle in the middle of the gear, and there we go, we have our animation of how the gear will rotate. Now let's do the same thing for the second gear. So again, it's moving freely. We don't want that. So let's go to Assemble. Let's click As Built Joint. And now the two components is our gear and the base. Let's make sure the motion is still revolute. And then for position, we're going to choose the cylinder right in the middle of our smaller gear. The cylinder acts like an axis of where to rotate about. So now we have our two gears rotating. So you'll notice that the whole thing can still move, which is not good. What we want to do is ground our base. So let's right click on our base part, and we're going to find the ground button. Once we click ground, the only things that can move are our gears. However, you probably noticed that the gears are not rotating properly. Notice how they're meshing or overlapping onto each other. That's not how gears work. So we need to do something where we can constrain the way the gears rotate and make sure they work together. We're going to go to Assemble, we're going to click Motion Link, and now we're going to select our joints, which are those two blue arrows that appeared. Notice how both the gears are rotating 360 degrees. That's not correct. We have a 2-to-1 gear ratio, so if the big gear rotates once, the small gear should only rotate half. What this means is we have to change the degrees. So what I'm going to do is, for every 1 degree the big gear rotates, I want the small degree to rotate 2 degrees. Notice I put a minus sign in front of the 2 degrees. That's because as one gear is going clockwise, the other gear will go counterclockwise. This is how the motion of gears works.